Hello, India. It's an amazing opportunity to be here. I'm super excited to share what I can with you. And it's so cool to be here with such an amazing group of speakers that I've just watched and some to follow. Hi, I'm David Bennett. I've got 30 years of experience in working on cutting edge digital human technology. I've been a pioneer in facial motion capture, working on Avatar, Tintin, Rise of the Planet of the Apes. So I was there on Avatar. I was there on Polar Express whenever they were trying to do facial motion capture for the first time, and it wasn't working, and we had to figure out different solutions that had ever been made before. It was the first facial motion capture movie ever. I was there whenever we were working on Tintin, trying to create the first cartoon characters driven by the fax system. I was there whenever we were working on Avatar, the very first time we were using headcams and developing them to work to James Cameron's specifications, whenever we saw no way of doing it before we got there, but because of his request, we made it happen. And I was there when we were using the AI for the very first time on these facial solvers that were very complex and very challenging at the time to figure out how to make facial expressions purely by using AI. And I've worked on many other animated movies as well in regards to facial motion capture. And over the period of time, I've written some provisional patents on AI, some on robotics, a huge passion of mine. About 12 years ago, I founded Mimic Productions, which is a leading digital human company. And it's been a lot of fun. And I built Mimic Productions in hopes to basically bring this same high quality animation that we've done in film to every single industry out there, because I saw a huge potential for that to happen. And that's exactly what I did. So over the course of time, we've been working in over 20 different industries. This is just a few of them there. It goes from music videos to visual effects to fashion. We even build AI chatbots, AI avatar chatbots, in fact. We work with robotics, which is a huge and interesting field, but still requires some of the same principles that you use in facial animation and CG. We work in lots of different things, work on big games, influencers, film. Anywhere you need a digital human, we're probably there. And so since we started, we're quite international. We've worked on over 500 different projects. Some of them range in complexity. Some of them are quite big. Some of them are a little bit smaller. And it's been a really, really, really interesting journey. And as we worked on all these projects, due to the sheer nature of what we do, we end up working with a lot of different celebrities. Our company's a celebrity magnet, if you will. We work with people like Kanye West. We work with people like Keanu Reeves, Lady Gaga, Angelina Jolie, lots of big ones. The list just keeps on going on and on. But it's usually due to the nature of what we do because, well, we make digital humans and people need them. And we do all of this out of Berlin. This is our place here in Berlin. It's actually an old crematorium. Oops, I didn't mean to move that. So we actually do all of this out of a crematorium in Berlin, which seems kind of weird, but it's not really a crematorium anymore. But I always say, what better place to bring people back to life and do digital resurrection than a crematorium? So that's why we chose it. And so we do a lot with motion capture. Here you can see a little bit of behind the scenes when we were working on The Matrix Awakens, and we also worked on The Matrix 4. You can see Keanu Reeves there riding around, pretending like he's in his car. I don't know if you've got the opportunity to see it, but it's quite a magnificent piece that we did. And we also do a lot of scanning. This is one of our 2 scanners that we have that we built. It's a photogrammetry scanner, and each one of them consists of over 100 cameras, and we spend a great deal of time trying to perfect the quality that comes out of that, and we do lots of scanning all the time for many celebrities. And something that's a little bit unique about Mimic is that we do the whole pipeline. from the top to bottom, whether it's from scanning to motion capture to cloth sim, pulling all the pieces of the puzzle together to make digital humans look as great as they can. But we work with clients in different ways and meet the requirements of what they need. And we do this to tons of different clients in different ways. And we also do other stuff besides that. We do not only photoreal digital humans, we do stylized characters, we do cartoon characters, and more. Here's just a use case. It was a little project we did with Kate Blanchett, where we ended up turning her into a singing tiger, of all things. It's unfortunate the audio's not here right now. But yeah, it's a fun project. So we're kind of like mainly in digital humans, but do extend to different areas like that. And one of the things that we really focus on is creating really hyper-realistic facial expressions. Of course, my background being in facial animation really gave me the opportunity to bring that to my team once I started Mimic, and teaching every single person on my team how to create highly realistic facial expressions that are based off like fax expressions, but we kind of modified it and made it a little bit better over time. As over time I started to learn stuff that extended much beyond the original fax, and it's these little expressions that add up to being able to make any other expression on the face. And we call this a facial rig. And we also do, as I said, we're full production on characters. We do a lot of clothing, making this from scans or making this from artwork, whatever is necessary at the time. Here's a sample of one of our characters running in Unreal. We do a lot of fashion. Strangely enough, whenever I started up a digital human company, I did not know how big of an industry fashion would be for us. It's actually been a lot. It makes sense. People wear clothes. So it's been a lot of fun working with that. And we've done, I'd say probably 30% of our work is actually with some of the biggest fashion brands in the world right now. And here's another one, another fashion sample in real time. It's Naomi Campbell. Actually, we had to do this one. It was kind of an interesting project because it was during COVID. We couldn't scan people because they couldn't move. And with her, we just looked at some pictures and made her from scratch. And we do that often with different clients, especially with celebrities. They can't get out of the house and stuff like that. And their time is quite valuable. And so basically, here's like a general overview of our pipeline. We do scanning. We do modeling. Then we do hair and cloth. And of course, rigging is the key to what we do. And then we do motion capture, which we have 2 great motion capture systems. And then last but not least, everybody's favorite word, AI. So we do AI integration as well. And yeah. And so that brings me to the rise of generative AI and how impactful it has been. You know, basically in 2022, ChatGPT came out, and wow, the whole world changed. For me, it was an interesting point in time in the sense that I saw it coming for a very long time because I've been an AI futurist for most of my life when I wrote my patents on these subjects. And so it wasn't total surprise, but the second I saw it, I knew it was time to start thinking about the company differently. And you know, it's really interesting because it seems like every other day since that happened, you know, like AI apps are coming out, AI tools are coming out, you're just watching it. I don't know, maybe it's just my LinkedIn feed, but it's remarkable. I can't really keep track of what's happening. But that's the beauty of AI. It just happens so fast. But it's interesting too that now all these programs are starting to add AI, which is great. You know, now we have it in our Photoshop and all these other programs like that. But what's really interesting is what we see kind of coming out in mobile apps. You know, because mobile apps are solving all kinds of unique problems that once this stuff filters into our software that we use day to day to build other stuff, it's going to be a pretty impressive world of what we could create in, say, Autodesk, Maya, or other programs like that when AI really integrates with that. So there's definitely some opportunities due to this in gaming, for sure. All of a sudden now we can make cost-effective content. And what does that mean? Generally, you can make more content, make it better. And it reduces development time. And this is going to really lead the way to AI-powered animation and graphics in a way that we've never really seen before. And it will create some seriously immersive content that I think that gaming could really be quite transformative in the very near future. And there's opportunities in film as well. Now we can do automated storytelling. We can cut the speed at which we would normally take to build stuff. We can automate tons and tons of tools that would normally take hundreds and hundreds of people to do stuff much, much faster. And I believe this really gives smaller companies an opportunity to compete on a global scale. And I think it really puts the power into the creator and the person that's trying to make something interesting and wants to show their vision of the world. And so to combine these two, I'm really seeing this new interplay, I guess, between film and games, where film and games, they start to kind of blend into one. Like, you're just kind of, I just imagine a world where you're just sitting there and you're watching your favorite movie, and then you just pick up your joystick and you start moving it around. You start to move the character in a particular direction. The movie and the game is one. And then you put your joystick back down, and it still keeps on going as the movie. You don't necessarily have to participate in or not. And I see these becoming a lot more personalized in the sense where you're watching a movie and or a game, whichever one's, if it's the same, and they merge into two. And they becomes more personalized to your specific desires, your needs, what you want to see. Yeah, and I think the key to this is actually the digital human. I think it bridges the gap between film and games, and it's going to be this narrative that you can walk with the character through the different through that world, and I think that will blur the lines of what between games and cinematic narratives, so that basically at the end we're not just sitting there watching it; we're an active participator. And so, what do I think about the future landscape? I think everything is going to be extremely hyper-realistic with these smart avatars. And you're going to have an augmented kind of filter within the reality, so that whenever you walk out and you experience the world, it could be a movie, it could be a game, you start to see it through augmented glasses and stuff like that. So everything becomes so much more real to you in every aspect of your life. And I think my time is shorter than what this is, but basically, what do we do in the age of AI at Mimic? There's a lot of things happening, so what do? We embrace change. We integrate the tools that are coming out as fast as humanly possible into our pipeline. When new solutions come out, we use them, and we use them to. Now, what we use them to do is to build AI personas. And so that brings me to this point. So what are we doing now? We're really focusing on building avatars that look, think, and sound like us. And so we're building these AI avatars by basically hooking up AI into it and basically giving ChatGPT a face. And we're customizing them to work across a lot of different platforms because there's many different uses. And you know, our AI avatars can be either human, cartoon, anything, because they're all in 3D running in Unreal or Unity. I'll give you a little sample right here. Anyways, it was a really cool video where people were talking to a real person was talking to an AI character, basically having a chat back and forth. Unfortunately, it's not playing right now. So, but here's a video. This is kind of where we're going with it.
Anyone. My DNA enables me to utilize multiple chatbot technologies to adapt to your specific needs. I can help you with so many things like organizing your life, telling a joke, or just listening to you when you need a friend. So, let's get started. Tell me about yourself.
Okay, there was a really cool video. There's a little bit of lag there, so you didn't quite see it sync up like it was supposed to, but basically it was showing our vision of where we're trying to go with it in the future. But basically we're making these digital humans so they can be a lot more interactive, immersive, reliable, and have really adaptive responses to the user. So basically, you know, basically you can learn from what you're doing and start to respond in an adaptive way to make it more personalized to your unique perspective on life. And we see these AI avatars working across a lot of different industries, which is really interesting for me because we're doing a lot in the entertainment gaming space. But these AI avatars are really impressive, and they basically can go across the gaming, entertainment, customer services, banking, social services, healthcare, education, and more. And all of this work that we've been doing with AI smart avatars has led us all across the world, many, many times, presenting at conventions like these and speaking at really relevant places like the United Nations on how these AI avatars can serve developing nations and to be able to foster education and different abilities to grow and foster growth within industries. And basically, that's it for me. I just want to say I'm completely inspired by the Indian visual effects and gaming community and the people that are here, and it's really inspired me so much that I'm actually really planning on thinking about starting a second company here in India due to all the talent and richness of the culture. Thank you very much.